Hello everyone, Susan here. I decided to go ahead and try and do another video while I had everything working. The tripod, the camera, me. So here is my latest project. I really have had a wonderful time making this. And I was inspired to do this by Crafty Irina. She's here on YouTube. Most of us know her and watch her every day almost with her. She has a video up that's new, very prolific. And she had sent me some shoe polish. She was doing a journal and she was shoe polishing the edges instead of using the distress ink. And I just had to try it. It just looked like it was fun. I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, but I love it. And as you go through, the shoe polish odor fades. And what you're left with is with a journal that smells vintage. It smells like leather. It's really quite fascinating to me, and I'll probably do another one. It does take time go around all those edges, but I'll show you. So I made this out of an I believe this was out of a book cover. I don't remember now whether, I think it is out of a book cover. And I love this owl, and I was going to do a swap of feathers and felts, but I just couldn't get the journals done in time. I made the mistake of doing like 7 or 8 swaps within like a 6-week period, which is crazy. I don't know what I was thinking of, but so I canceled that swap, and this is the one that I had started, and this is the result. I love it so much, I'm gonna keep it for myself. So this is a picture of an owl, which would represent the feathers, and then on the back I have the cowgirl with her felt hat on. So everything in here is kind of westerny. And this is a metallic paint. First I put the textbook page, and then I put metallic paint over it, and that's kind of gives it that shine. Added some burlap lace. Did the twine binding through the little eyelets. There's 3 signatures in here, but they're very fat. I did this little charm. I don't know if you call it a charm, it's a dangle anyway. And I just put found objects. I had a whole pile of metal. So I just started pulling through looking for things that were brown and gold and black to go with this. And then I had to put this little warch head, which is the little touch of red in it. Put some of my little skulls, silver skulls, and I call these zebra beads, but even though they're not white and black, but I like them, they're gold and black. An old ring that I found at the antique store that has a cross on it. And I was born and raised Catholic, and in the Catholic religion we used to put skulls on every crucifix, every cross, as a representing Christ's triumph over death. So that's where my fascination with the skulls and crosses and all that comes in. Religious background. Okay, so let's look. And then of course here's a skull here, which is beautiful. One silver and kind of rusty gold here, and gold there. Little tag that says breathe, passion. Little arrow says journey, and then some little dangles. And this was actually an earring that I got at the thrift store. I thought it was so pretty. Just attach that there. So there we go. And for the closure, I have a doorknob, a drawer pull, whatever you want to call it. It's not a doorknob, it's not big enough, but it's a drawer pull. And it had this gold, I don't know if you can see it, but it had this kind of gold swirls in it, which with a touch of blue and a touch of green in there, which I thought was just beautiful. And it's very fat. All of mine end up being fat. I'm going to try going into this next group of journals that I'm making not to have alligator mouths. I'm going to stop putting so much ephemera and pockets in there and try to see if I can't have some that are just normal, closed, normal. Wish me luck. And then that's the top. And the bottom. I don't know what I did before seam binding. What did we do? And then I have a chain closure, which I saw on another one of the ladies on Junk Journal Junkies did this. I can't remember who it was, but I think it was Brenda Telsma. And I did a swap with her, and she had a bunch of dangles coming across here too. If I remember, I could be wrong on that one. I think she had dangles, now that I'm thinking about it, on each of her tabs. But anyway, this is not my idea. This was someone else's that I saw. And I just added a little heart, little gold heart to it. And you just lift it off. It has a little loop. That's how it opens. Let's go inside. On the inside cover, there's a picture of the felt hat and the horse. And it says ride, because life is a ride. Added some trim here. Proud to be a small town girl. Now, I am not a small town girl. I have lived in a small town now for 35 years, but I was raised in Houston. I've already started adding some of my own ephemera in here, and this is my grandson, who now has a baby brother who's 3 months old. So I'm going to have to start putting some pictures of the littlest one in here too. This is Jackson. And then here's Jackson riding a horse, which I thought was perfect for this journal. And that's my son and his wife and Jackson. And next to a horse, out of a magazine, which I thought was appropriate. Try to turn it this way, maybe you can see it better. Not sure. Little tuck spot, horses. And I put in a lot of tea-dyed textbook papers that I actually think this was dictionary. Started cutting out some pictures of family to put in. And here is the first page where I actually used that shoe polish idea of Irene. See how old it looks? It's great. And what I did is I had put the pages in, and then I went back and cut out textbook pages and tore them, put those on. Then I went back and did the shoe polish. So these pages they're thick. They're actually 3 layers, front, back of textbook, plus the original, which is down here, and I got it out of a 3-ring binder, just an old manual. So they all have the 3 holes in it. So wherever there was a hole, I just tied a little seam binding on it for decoration. There's Jackson. Little flip. And I can just write all this. And I write on anything that's writable. So if I can write on this, I haven't tried it yet, then I will write all the way from the top all the way across. I read somewhere about the hidden writing. If you don't want people to read your thoughts, write on top of text that's already there, and it makes it harder to read. Flip. And here is a pocket that one of the ladies in one of the swaps sent me, and I just loved it. It's an old letter written by somebody, and she made a pocket out of it, sewed the sides and added the bling. So of course I made it a picture pocket. There's my son and grandson. They're cooking. They're cooking. They're smelling it to see if it smells right. It looks like garlic cooking in there. My son John is an excellent gourmet cook. I can't cook beans. And then here, here's another one of these thick pages. And here, I've bought one of those little Instamatic printers that make these little 3x4. That's not even a 3x4. I think it's a 3x2. Whatever size, a little small. You take the pictures off your phone and you print them out. Some kind of little Instamatic printer. And I did like 10 of them. And then I put it up. So for safekeeping, now I can't find it. But when I find it again, I'll start adding more. But made little flips out of them. course, here's the little dangles that I made with the paper clips. And then here's out of the magazine. I made a little pocket, put some paper in. This is a bead, mother of pearl long bead. I thought it was cute. Put in there. And I took a bunch of poems out of a book that was written by Native Americans and placed them periodically throughout the journal because I really liked them. And here's Buffalo Bill, the flap, flips out, and here's Cowboy Boot on a paper clip that one of the ladies gave me in a swap that they had glued little crocheted flowers on. Flip out on the textbook page, closes it up. The little boot dangle. Some stickers. Just love the way this feels. I wish y'all could feel it. It's thick and it just feels wonderful. Little tuck spot back here. Some Western little tags. It looks like Annie Oakley shooting a gun. They're business cards, but they're just perfect for this. WC Mercantile in Navasota, which is close by. Couldn't have been more perfect. Pictures out of a magazine, washi taped in. Here is another Native American picture, which I thought was really drawing. Beautiful. More magazine. This beautiful purple color. This is my oldest son with my grandson. Made a little hidden spot here. And I'll just write all around it. Another Native American picture. Journal spots, journal spots. This is out of the magazine, little teepee. There's my grandson in this flip out. He is a daredevil, and that's my son holding him up. Straight up in the air, and he's just laughing, thinks it's so much fun. I'm scared to death. Here's another little picture out of a magazine. Here's one of those little Instamatic. I'm not sure what they're called. Y'all all probably know. There's my son to my granddaughters. Goes like that. Tuck spot, little flip out actually. I'll put a little paper clip or something here to hold that once I get something in here. The Texas magazine, of course. Here's a little fold out, which I thought was pretty. And I'll just write directly on the magazine or put 3 pictures in there. And here is a horse's butt. We won't go into why I put that in there, but and here's a little tuck spot in that, a beautiful horse, Palomino. Tuck spot on that side too. Paper clips, hold it in. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Just gorgeous. Tea-dye paper. Here's another Native American. Black and white photo. Journal spots. Tea-dyed paper and journal spots. Here's a picture, another family picture of my granddaughters. And I like the idea of not just having all the pictures square, so I just cut them out and around, washi tape them in right behind them. This is tea-dyed book paper. Looks like it also did a little distress on it. I like the old look of it. It's not that it's anything to do with Native American, but I like that. And I printed out a picture of my sister, myself, and my mom on one of those little pictures. Folded up 2 old textbook pages to write on in here. A little pocket, side pocket. Journal spots. journal spots. Here is another Native American picture. My family on my dad's side is Cherokee. Originally from Texas, my dad's family, and his father was German. That's where the Zedlets come in at. So I've always been fascinated with the Native American heritage. My dad, though, he went to one of those, his mother had gone to one of those schools where you kind of, you weren't allowed to speak your native tongue and all that, so it's kind of a little sad story, but I'm fascinated by it. I don't pretend to be knowledgeable, but I love it. Horse. Both my granddaughters are horse people. They just love the horses. He's out of a magazine. Had the bear and the deer, which I thought was neat for this journal. Another poem, Moon When Deer Drop Their Horns. Winnebago Indian story. Beautiful pictures. Wild Rice Moon. Another story. Journal spot. Another horse, which I thought was really quite pretty. He died. And this is a little fold out, but this right here, Irene, Crafty Irina, was in a pocket swap. A tag and pocket swap put on by Junk Journal Junkies, and Lori on there did the forget Lori's last name, sorry Lori, but she did the swap, and she partnered up, me and Irene, and we sent each other tags, and she sent me the most beautiful tags, humongous tags. Would you look at that? Humongous. Inside the pocket is a folded up music sheet that is just gorgeous. And then she added a little tuck spot with the doily. She also added textbook paper. Good morning, everyone. Here is part 2 of the Western style junk journal that I started videotaping yesterday and ran out of time. So I ended with the tag that I made into a flip out that Crafty Irina on YouTube sent to me in a swap. And I just wanted to show you all this little black feather that she did for me. So pretty. Glued some shiny gold beads on there. It's beautiful. That flips. And that is another horse. Of course. And I found this cute little card in here of Jane Austen, which I thought was cute. Added some more old book text papers to write on in this little pocket. And on the back of this signature, I made a little plastic pocket with a little coin that I found that's from Rockfish, which I thought was cute. Let me try to zoom in a little bit here, still get it all in frame. And this is the second signature. Made a little pocket out of a picture of me and my grandson. He was in his little Big Bad Wolf costume. Here. There's a little tag. Little fold out. And this, I made a little fold out to write on either side out of an old little book. I love the cover. It looked old and vintage and almost like leather. And I wanted to save it, but it was just in tattered condition. But now I can use it. And there that is. This is the inside cover. This one. A picture of my son and my grandson. Made a little tag pocket here out of a time card. Sewed it up the sides. Cut out a little picture of my daughter-in-law and my grandson after a hard day of swimming, I think that one was, and added some tags and some paper to play with. Another little charm hanging off of a safety pin on a tea-dyed book page. Another one of the thick pages. And here's another picture I just cut out. I'm going to add to make a little flip out here of them cooking lobster. My son and my grandson. I've already started adding ephemera to this. I think I told y'all in the first video. And I just love this book. I love the feel of it. And here I just glued on a little button. Another picture. Another poem. This one is by the Lakotas. Little tab. Here's another little pocket that a friend gave to me on Junk Journal Junkies. Made out of a dictionary page. She sewed it up the sides. I added some ephemera to it. Some Western vintage, not vintage, business cards. And a map, which I thought was cute, of one of the parks out this way. And here's another little pocket just made out of a torn map page for something in the future. Another Western picture. Journal spot, put a little key, little metal key decoration there. Another one of those bone looking beads, glass beads. Sticker. Love the way it sounds also. I have some of these little miniature dominoes I've been putting in the journals. There's a picture of a bear. More poems. Magazine. And here is another flip that I made out of, this is an envelope that was given to me by another one of the ladies on Junk Journal Junkies, and I just added some ephemera in here and another picture of my grandson and son having a kiss, which I thought was very cute. A little flip for a hidden spot. More pictures, more family pictures, and here I made this little pocket into a flip, and this is another one from Crafty Irina. Little tag in a pocket. Look at that tag. Is that not gorgeous? Another one of her feathers with the beads in it. Tea-dyed paper. And this is a beautiful. It says Taming the Wild Thing. I thought that was a pretty course. Getting a little heavy here. More journaling spots. More pictures. Flip. This is a little flip out. Right on it. Little hidden spot with another little place to write. And here is another pocket that I made. It's Unexpected Texas with some ephemera to write on. That's the little papers that were in that little booklet that I showed you earlier from the Union Stockyards in Chicago, that little book. I thought that was very cute. Just more textbook papers to write on and a picture. And here's another little pocket made out of a time card. Can't remember who made these for me, but with a red thread, I thought they were just beautiful. Probably Crafty Irina. Picture of me and my sister. A button with, I put some little wooden bead dangles in the button. Here's another one of those bone beads. Flip out. Paper clipped a little textbook page of the domino. Oh, and here's a picture of my son's dog, Zozo. Another poem. Pictures. Ransom, another little Western business card. And this is Virgil's root beer. This came off of one of the bottles. I soaked it off. And here is another pocket that was made for me by one of the ladies. And look at that tag. Isn't that gorgeous? This may be Brenda Talsma, I think, made this one. Just loved it. Made a little flip out. And she did hers out of this very delicate music sheet. Very delicate. I'm afraid I'm going to have to reinforce it a little bit. Picture of my grandson. He was excited. He saw his first goat. Journal spots, journal spots. And this, I thought was cute. Made a little flip out. The turtle flips up this way. And then this flips out. Another little hidden spot. Goes like that. Another beautiful horse picture. I like this. This was of a old lady on the porch. Came out of an old book. Just looked vintage, so I added it. Here's another pocket. Top pocket. More magazine pictures. Of course. More stories. And here is another envelope that was made for me. I love the way she sewed all the way around the paper. This looks like out of a direction sheet from a pattern. Of course, I had to add some things in here to write on. It flips out. Another hidden spot to journal. I love these boots. It says renew an old friendship. Rodeo and cowgirl up. This cowboy got some longhorns. Here is another flip out that I can put pictures in or write on. Another one. Flips up. Isn't that a beautiful tree? Little key. Rodeo. Another flip out. 13 Moons on Turtle's Back. Native America Year of the Moons. That's the magazine I tore all of these pictures out of. Another flip out. Big moon flip out with a little horse here and a wolf. And then on the final back of that signature is another one of those beautiful tags that Irene, Crafty Irene, made for me. Look at this. Is that not gorgeous? I love that. And on this one, she put a little white feather. The other one had a black feather, and this one has a little white feather with the beads on it, which I just thought was gorgeous. She took some time on those. Made a little flap. And then there's the back cover with another owl picture, which I loved, and a little Texas coin. And there's the back. And there you have it. It looks like it's about a 8 by 5 chunky journal. It looks like about a maybe 2-inch spine. Hope you liked it. Bye-bye.